Hi, this is Katie's Corner in Florida. I'm coming to you from a beach. I did know the name, but I don't remember it right now. I'm going to be talking about Outlander Season 7, Episode 5, Singapore. And it's nice to know now that the name comes from a battle Claire is familiar with that mirrors the situation at Fort Ticonderoga. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be starting off with our standout scenes. And for my first standout scene, it's going to be Jamie arguing for fortification for Fort Ticonderoga. The general is a putz and a stubborn fool, and he keeps Jamie from making some changes that would absolutely help defend them and save them. He proves that it's necessary, and yet I forget the fellow's name, and it was on my notes that blew away. So, General something with a toe, starts with an S. Might have been an admiral. Heck, at this point, I'm not positive. Call it vacation brain. He just will not listen to Jamie despite the proof. And so, of course, an evacuation of Fort Ticonderoga is imminent when they actually are attacked by the British. The cannon on Sugarloaf Hill should have been proof, and yet Mr. Duppy Toe just didn't listen, wouldn't listen to reason. Yeah. And that is our first one. My second one is going to be Brianna grabbing a dram with the fellas. So Brianna gets a cruel prank played on her, probably thought of, but definitely executed by Robert Cameron. And we knew that this gentleman was going to be trouble. We knew that the actor from The Witcher would be joining this crew, but boy, oh boy, locking her in the tunnel seems like a terrible thing, and she's able to get out thanks to doing her homework ahead of time. But we also, of course, discover that there is a possible time-traveling place within that tunnel due to the deafening sounds that Brianna hears as she is making her escape. And of course, the pièce de résistance of this scene happens as she explains to Rob when they're sitting down at the end after she's been humiliated but is very angry. She reminds them that she can fire the lot of them. It's great incentive to finally treat her like a human being. And for my third standout scenes, I've got Claire. Oh no, this is where the stucco guy is. Stagtoe is the surgeon. Never mind. My earlier incorrect assumption. This is Claire, Denny, and Staccato arguing over the treatment of Mr. Washington. And Staccato pays no regard to Claire whatsoever. But Denny and Claire quickly get along, and it's nice to see that was so quick. It was so easy and flawless. They're working together, and he respects her for her knowledge. She doesn't have to show him any proof. He just sees that she is knowledgeable and is happy to have her assist him. Though it probably ought to be the other way around. He's at least treating her like a colleague instead of some underling who needs to go fetch him some coffee or, you know what I mean. And for my last standout scenes, we're going to do Meet the Johnsons, but don't eat the stew. The Johnsons on the road was a funny twist there. Poor William and Denny and Rachel were having a little discussion about the Quakers. And yeah, William is forced to put his words put his actions into action, his words into action, because when it comes down to it, when they're under attack, he's the one who kills someone and has to live with the ramifications, how that made him feel afterwards. He expected it to happen during battle. And yeah, there was a battle for his life, but not in someone's home after eating their food. It's funny that William's stomach, because of eating that food, is really what saves their lives. But the killing that he so much earlier advocated, he sees how it affects him. And it was very well done by Charles Van der Vaart. Just good job for everyone all around. Now we're moving up to the honorable mentions, but of course, before I start, I'm going to remind you to like if you're enjoying this video. I know it's not got as many bells and whistles, but subscribe in case you want to see what happens next. And as always, I'll take any members or supporters or any thanks. And I thank you for watching either way. And now it's time for our honorable mentions. I made little cue cards and everything. First off, we're going to go with, I'm going to save that one for last. First up, I'm going to go with Ian's spirit child. It was a surprising but hopeful moment and great news for Ian. He had this discussion earlier with Claire about will he be able to have a family someday? And so this tied in directly and gives him hope, which was just a really nice touch to the episode to include that, because as we know, there are hopes for his future. I do not believe the spirit child happens in the book. So if I'm incorrect, this is my comment below, because every now and then my brain does not connect with what I've read some time ago. So if I'm wrong, please let me know below, and we'll figure out. I'm nearly positive, yes, she has children, but no, none of them are his. But in the scenes, in these moments, the real point is that Ian does have hope for his future that he didn't have before, thanks to his discussion and thanks to meeting this child. Now we're going to go with, I'm still waiting to save that one for last, William learning the principles of being a Quaker. We sort of touched on this with the Johnsons, but William is dubious that one could survive in that state. What if you are under attack? And as he stated, you'll have to wait for somebody else, rely upon someone else to take action, which is, quite frankly, what happened. So he sort of proved his point. The hunters were willing to take on pain, while he was not. He was willing to defend. And again, that really affected him. Let's see. I liked Jemmy's cairn for Jamie, so that he is able to talk to Granddad. And I like that both he and Amanda use it to talk to Jamie and communicate with their grandfather. It's really nice, because as a new grandparent, again, for the third time, I met my grandson. His name is Theodore. We're going to call him Teddy. It's really nice to see that connection holds true, even though Jamie isn't there. And what was extra kind in the episode itself was that it allowed Brianna a chance to talk to her father as well. And it was a really interesting way to close out the credits. I appreciated it. Now, the one I wanted to save till last, just because I really enjoy saying it, is the Necklave's litter and food found by Roger. Jemmy's treatment in school directly leads to this moment, and it directly leads to this moment directly leads to the foreshadowing of the future. So I enjoyed that Jemmy had a bad day at school. Roger understood and listened. I still don't understand why in the 70s it would be bad to speak Gaelic. It's not like they're still, well, they're not in agreement, but they're not still at war. I don't know why Gaelic would be outlawed. But I love to see Jemmy in the, I know it's not a chicken coop. I'm not sure what it's called, but the bird keep. It was a nice throwback. It was a nice throwback, and I half expected to see Fergus and the other kids in there too. It was a nice reminder. All of Lollybrook is. I'm so glad they were able to make it happen. It happens in the books. I was so glad to see them back at Lollybrook. But those wrappers that Roger finds, they are another hint that the Necklave is out there. And of course, Roger, being an intelligent person, doesn't think they're actually Necklave. And then Amanda seeing somebody in outside only firms up his belief that something else is going on. And although I thought we'd get to see what was going on this episode, you can never tell with as fast as they're doing everything. I do think we'll see it here in the next episode or the one after that. It could be messing with us and holding off until the 8th episode to bring up this other storyline we're expecting. Won't that be interesting? And so I, of course, really enjoyed this episode again. If I had a star system for it, I would probably give it at least 4, maybe 4.5. It wasn't the best, but it was really, really fantastic. I enjoyed it. It was a great way to spend my airplane ride. I saved it until we departed, which I've not watched an Outlander episode that late in the morning in quite some time. But it was good, and it was surprising, and I enjoyed the meeting of Claire and Denny, and it was just as easy as I thought it would be. Now, if you've enjoyed this, please understand it's a little different. If it seems like, oh my gosh, what is Katie doing babbling? It's because I'm not editing this for you guys. I'm going to throw on the intro. I'm going to throw on the end. And this is me. You're getting me and my mumbling self with no edit. So I do appreciate you putting up with it. Let me know if I chose wrong. Did I pick something that you thought was really unimportant or miss the most important moment? Let me know below in the comments. Again, I'm having a great vacation. Also, if there's anything you'd like to see in particular while I'm gone in Universal or Disney, just let me know that in the comments. Again, I'm trying to check regularly, and I do plan on putting up one small video or post every day. Some of them will be public and some of them will just be for members. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again next week, sometime between Friday morning and Tuesday afternoon-ish. Thanks, guys. Bye.